All right, so we are A live, right?
I did. I think I told you I finished the whole um, documentary on Bray.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Have you seen the new documentary they're going to do? Behind the
With Rock.
curtain of WrestleMania 40, they're going to talk about the whole story with Cody, how that came to be, how they had to swerve it and everything. I think that's pretty cool.
Part of me does. Part of me wishes like, okay, y'all didn't really need to do that. Okay, we kind of get what happened.
I like it. I like it
Hmm.
because, yeah, I mean, we do kind of know what happened, but it'd just be nice to hear it from hear it from their perspective.
Okay, well, here's what I don't like about it. You're doing it in the middle of the weekend where the story's still going.
Well, they were just. I don't think it's starting until after Mania. They were just giving us the
Well, yeah,
the preview of it.
I don't even like the promotion of it. You just had part one, haven't even done part two, and you're already, you know,
I kind of see it. I just didn't feel like they told us anything that we don't already know or didn't already suspect, right? We already knew the intention was Rock and Roman. They had to swerve. They didn't tell us anything we don't know.
true, true. All right. Well, without further ado, welcome in everybody to the third generation wrestling podcast here. 3G Dub here. Night one of WrestleMania 40 is in the books, and we're here to talk about it and how it looked. Real Biggie and Rob the Ambassador. How are you feeling after night one?
I'm feeling good after night one. It's hard to believe 40 WrestleManias. I've seen them all. And it's just hard to believe, man. And I don't want to go on about this, but I'm the elder statesman on this show, and I remember when wrestling was just in territories. When I was coming up, I just saw Midwest wrestling, and then when I got cable TV, that's when I was introduced to like people like Dusty Rhodes, because then I could see wrestling from other territories. The Midwest really didn't have much to offer. The wrestlers I would name, you probably wouldn't even know. All the greatest wrestlers were in the South and in the East. Um, but now here we are, 40 years later, and man, I mean, look at wrestling today. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I've been excited all day and leading up to today and uh kind of like I literally got home after going to run errands and kids had a birthday party to go to. I literally got home like 2 minutes before the show started. So it was all perfect. So getting into it, let me put what little notes I did take and just little sidebars that I didn't tweet. I tried to tweet along with the show, but I didn't want to tweet too much. Um, I was trying to enjoy the show. Uh, One thing I noticed, uh, they started the show with the national anthem. First time ever. It's always been America the Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, America the Beautiful was Vince's thing. He didn't want the national anthem. He wanted America the Beautiful because he felt that encompassed everybody. And I always respected that about Vince. So to hear the national anthem this time, I'm like, okay, well, now we're seeing little things about, the company being purchased, little changes, something like that. Um, Not a huge deal. Still had they usually always get somebody black, and then they did this time. She did a beautiful job, but the end felt a little rushed. But I to me, America the Beautiful just ties in the WrestleMania for me. That's just me.
And I can see that because that's just what it's always been. So when they change it, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. First of all, the
Mhm.
lady's name was Coco Jones. She plays Hillary on the new version of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which is just called Bel Air, which is a show I enjoy. But I guess at the end of the day, you know, it's all about paying tribute to our country. So whether it's America the Beautiful or the national anthem, it's I'm okay with it.
Yeah, not a huge deal. Um, However, I will say this was the laziest damn set since WrestleMania 35.
You know what,
Okay.
man? I was going to ask in the chat what you thought. Now, I, I'm not going to make excuses, but I also know that I think they're making lesser sets because they're trying to sell more tickets. The more tickets you sell, the smaller your set's going to be. And so I don't know if that's the reason, or like you said, if it was just lazy. But yeah, either way, um, I mean, not a lot to this set at all. And you would think for the 40th anniversary they would do a little more.
Not necessarily even talking about the size. I mean, there was very little spectacle to this thing. I mean, they took the same lettering from 31 and put it on the top, and all they did was put a giant X and L. There's nothing over the ring. Not even there wasn't even monitors on like the things that hold up the structure. There was nothing on those. I mean, it was nothing. It was bland. I mean, it was just as basic as you can possibly get. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I thought with The Rock coming back and maybe they maybe that's another sign of TKO, like taking cutting the budget. Not a lot of pyro on the show at all. I mean, it, I'm gonna give you a preview of my thoughts on the show. This did not feel like WrestleMania. This felt like SummerSlam, damn near a Saudi show.
You know what, man? I can't really argue with that. Like I said, for Mania, the Super Bowl of wrestling, okay, this is like the event of the year. Even though I prefer the Royal Rumble, everyone knows this is it if you're a wrestling fan. So yeah, to kind of just be so nonchalant with the set. And then the lack of monitors. I mean, you're in a stadium. Those monitors help people who are sitting, way in the back. I don't know. Um, but like I said, I know that at the end of the day, they're trying to sell tickets, and so that's going to make your stage smaller. But that doesn't excuse not having anything over the ring. When they were in New York, New Jersey a couple of years ago, they had the Statue of Liberty. That looked kind of cool over the ring. You think they could have had like a Liberty Bell, like they have in the logo, something like that over the ring? That would have been pretty
Something.
easy. Yeah, I don't think that would have cost a lot of money. But yeah, man, just I don't know.
No, like Rocky references, no Sylvester Stallone. Like it just felt like very little effort put
Well,
into.
yeah, like maybe the Rocky statue. Now, look, we have another night. Obviously, the set isn't going to change, but yeah, yeah, just it does kind of take away from some of the majestic. I don't know what's the word. Some of the majesty.
Pageantry,
Yeah,
the
pageantry,
pageantry,
majesty.
the
Yeah,
spectacle.
yeah. I mean, come
Like
on, this is it. This is WrestleMania. Yeah, we should walk away saying because that's one of my things is a couple of days before Mania, I'm like, okay, what's the set looking like? What's it going to be like this year? And then, uh, oh, sure, it's a couple hours before SmackDown. There was something on YouTube about it, this big reveal, and I'm like, wow, that's it. It was like
like
one of
what is
those wah wah moments. Like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, 40 years of WrestleMania. That's all we get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know we harping on the set, but I mean it's like if I pay all that money and I'm traveling from the UK, Australia, wherever, and I get there, that's what I get. I'm disappointed. Like I want the pageantry, the spectacle, like what we had. I felt like 24 was an epic set. There was trees everywhere.
yeah,
There
we
was
had palm
food.
trees. We had yeah, and
Oh
you know what?
man.
That was an old stadium. They had to do a lot to that stadium to fix it up. Maybe that's
Yeah.
part of the reason why the set was so great because it was an older stadium, and so WWE had to actually put a lot of money into making it look like something. And yeah,
Yeah.
that set was great. Maybe one of the
Oh yeah.
best ever that they've had.
Yeah. Even when they went back there for 33,
Yeah.
it still looked, I mean, I don't know. This was just like, yeah, get those old letters out, put a giant X and L, and we'll just use the same canopy over the ring that we use in Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's all it did. But enough about that. And the aesthetics, even though that's kind of what makes it WrestleMania.
Yeah, we're here to talk about WrestleMania. The stage is a big part of it. So, you know, our review on that. We're going to tell you our review on the matches.
Kicking off the show, the Women's World Championship match, Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. Um, they say if you're not last, you better go on first. Start the show. Didn't disagree with that. I thought, hey, why not? Why not? Um, Either this or the ladder match, I thought would have been a good, both good choices. Um, I liked Becky's entrance, tying into her book, her gear. I thought I was gonna love Rhea's entrance. I wanted to blame the performer, but at the same time, as I look closer, I think there was some audio video difficulty. I don't know because his mic kept going out. I do know that if you yell too loud into a microphone, though, it disrupts it. So I don't know if he was too loud or they just couldn't get the frequency right. But during her entrance, which should have been badass, it just kept going in and out. Um, they probably can't hear it on the stage, but we definitely heard it. They probably definitely heard it in the stadium.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I thought it was clunky as hell. Unfortunately for her, being the dominant champion that she is, that entrance couldn't have been better. But I get what they're going for. Whatever. Unfortunately, Becky Lynch, I didn't know she was sick this week. Becky Lynch has strep throat. I mean, that's just like about the worst time ever to come down with strep throat. Uh, and I think it impacted this match a little bit, not a lot. Um, but I still think the story was told that they wanted to tell, and that was that as Becky is the man, Mommy is just so much more over, even as a heel. She's that cool. I used to compare her to China. I'm actually kind of comparing her to Stone Cold. Like she's the female Stone Cold that's a heel, but people love her. So, uh, everywhere she goes, she gets cheered, even though she's the bad guy, bad girl. Um, and she gets it done in the ring. I felt like outside of, Becky's offense, I feel like Rhea dominated her in this match, honestly. And I mean, you can attribute that to her being sick. You could just contribute it to the storytelling. But I just felt like there was no point in the match where I ever thought Becky was gonna win. And she countered the Riptide as many times as she did. She got the disarmor on. Um, she did hit the back. What was it called? The manhandle slam. But I never was concerned that Rio was gonna lose. And so I do like the finish a lot. Hitting the Riptide into the turnbuckle and hitting it again. Uh, Dominant win. Some people are saying that this is Becky's way of saying goodbye. I don't think it's goodbye. She may be taking a break she's still a very young mother with a young child, so it's got to be tough to be on the road that much. And she has done it all when you really think about it in a shorter amount of time that it used to take. So that being said, I will simply go pay-per-view worthy. I think it was a great match. Great way to start. Slower pace than most matches that start WrestleMania, but the work in there was good. And considering that Becky was not 100%, she looked good in there, and Rhea looked dominant as always.
Yeah, I had no idea before Pat McAfee started talking about it that Becky was suffering any sort of illness. I didn't really, I couldn't really tell whether it played a part in the match or not. Sometimes, the chemistry just isn't there. I thought this was still like you, a pay per view worthy match. I didn't think it was much more than that. All right, final boss coming out on the press conference. He didn't come out with, Heyman and Reigns, he's out all by himself. That'll be interesting to watch back later. But to the match, I enjoyed it. I expected a little more from these ladies. I know they're capable of more, but like I said, sometimes it's just not there. We probably should also mention it was a little cold in Philly tonight, about 50 degrees, about 45 degrees with the wind chill. That's a little crisp out there. Um, it's tough because we both predicted Rhea to win. There wasn't really much intrigue in the match as far as the result. I was certain that Becky would win. So it's tough because then I come into the match thinking, I already know who's going to win. You're going to have to really tell a great story and do something to convince me that Becky has a chance to win in order for me to really get involved with the match and think it was something. And that didn't happen. At no time, like you said, did I feel like Becky was ever a threat to win the match or that Rhea was in danger of losing the match. Uh, like you said, Rhea, you could almost say she dominated. Anything Becky did, Rhea had an answer for. But that's the way it should be. So I can't criticize it too much for that. Rhea is an absolute superstar. We all know it. We see it. That's why everybody loves her, even though she's the heel. She is just that lady right now. So pay-per-view worthy for me.
Yeah. Um, when you're that way, it wouldn't have made any damn sense for her to lose. So,
No,
and
and even
that's
though,
kind of what I come down to.
yeah, and Becky's one of the all-time greats, but she's had her time, and I'm not saying there's not another run for her somewhere down the line, but it's just Rhea's time right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Rhea is worthy of a long, dominant run. We've
Mm-hmm.
never really seen that on the female side, and I think she's worthy to have that type of run.
Build up Jade over the next year, and you can have a WrestleMania match next year with her and Jade.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think a year? You
I
think Jade?
said build up Jade for a year now.
I know, but a year. That's not a long time.
Well, she wrestled in AEW. She's not a rookie, and she did look good tonight. We'll talk about her later, but
Yeah, she did. She did. Well, hey, you never know.
uh, six-pack ladder match for the tag team championships. It's funny because I was texting the guy I know, and he was like, "Oh, they're gonna separate the championship." Now he said this before they ever showed the four belts separated. And then as soon as he texted, I was like, "Oh, they might." And then lo and behold, they said, "Oh, the match will continue until all four belts are." I was like, "Yeah, they're gonna separate them again." Yeah, y'all think y'all slick? Yeah, everybody's stupid. So, um, I changed my prediction in the chat. So I figured,
We
okay,
all did.
DIY and New Catch Republic. Right, that's the name, right? New Catch Republic.
Yeah, New Catch Republic. That's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Yeah, because the other groups, it didn't make any damn sense to me. But I would soon find out I was wrong. Um, now, before I even get to who was able to attain the belts, this match all over the damn place. Okay, you had good moments, and then there was some slop and botches, people falling off shit, damaged ladders with people standing on them. And it's just like, oh Jesus Christ, please don't fall.
Yeah, who made these ladders, man? You could fall on your ass just climbing on one of those
Just
things.
standing, it's
Yeah,
broken. Flimsy ass work ladders. Okay, we get it. Um,
they made of foil.
Cardboard and they spray paint them silver to make it look like they metal.
Something, man.
Ain't no metal. Anybody that thinks these ladders are metal or steel, you are the biggest damn fool. Mm, okay. Um, but just getting to it. I was pissed, man, when Austin Theory and that other idiot
Grayson Waller.
won the SmackDown belts. I was like, oh come on. Ugh. I mean, I know they need something, and to me, Austin Theory never should have lost the U.S. title. To be honest with you, because they ain't done shit with him, and they ain't done shit with that title either. So it's just like I don't understand why I took it off of him. He was actually elevating it when he
They
had
did
it.
shit with him tonight, though, so they must believe in Theory at least.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much they believe in his partner because they threw his ass through a ladder, which was immediately after they won him, he got put through a ladder. I was like, okay, thank you. At least I have that to look to enjoy.
Yeah, because the match was still going. They had the chance to be undisputed. They had the chance to
Undisputed,
see,
yeah.
even though they had won the others, they still had a chance to compete for the others. But yeah, Waller couldn't go on, but Theory tried to.
Yeah. After that, I think the match went pretty good. I mean, there's some nasty spots. Um, especially DIY. The DDT, what did Johnny Gargano call that DDT? It's like it's his trademark DDT. But he did it through the table. And then Tommaso Ciampa, we saw him do that same move off
Adam
of
Cole,
War Games
War Games,
through two
November
tables.
2019. Yep.
Yeah. So this was still insane, but he did it with less danger, I guess. But
Well, I
still,
don't know, man. The tables kind of break your fall a little bit.
yeah, yeah,
This was just from the top of the ladder to the ground. That's a rougher landing.
yeah. I have heard that you'd rather that they prefer to go through a table because it does break the fall. Um, but I couldn't have called or predicted ever in my life that R-Truth would go up to the top of the ladders and bring them down. Not only that, this man, there's only one R-Truth, okay? Was he thought this was a tag team. It technically was a tag team match, so he, maybe he's not wrong. He got up on the apron and was looking for the tag and tagged in, did the whole John Cena, his thing, his shtick. He did it, but I'll give him this. That was a hell of a AA to Finn Balor on that ladder. That looked
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, he
And he
went up
actually
and
scored a pinfall, thought he won the match, but
right.
you don't win the match by pinfall. Did the typical R-Truth move.
Yeah. But he got a WrestleMania moment. Well, they got the championships, and he and The Miz are the Raw Tag Team Champions. I guarantee you that will change on Monday. But
Yeah,
for
I
now,
agree.
for now, they're Raw Tag Team Champions. Um, I would have given this Superb because I did like the big spots, but it was just too damn clunky, so I'd bring it down to pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna stay with Superb only because some of those spots were so insane. Because yeah, man, this was kind of messy. I thought, and I was wondering how they would do this. Because there's 6 tag teams, that's 12 guys. So would they have them all in the ring at the same time? And they did. And man, that's just too much. That's just messy. You've got 12 guys in the ring, you've got ladders in the ring, and so it's bound to be messy. There's bound to be botches and mistakes. That's just too much going on. But and I do have to say, when we had to amend our predictions, knowing that there could possibly be 2 winners, I did pick the Awesome Truth, and the reason why is because R-Truth, 52 years old, and almost had a career-ending injury not too long ago. He's never really had a WrestleMania moment, but he's a really beloved character, and he's had this ongoing storyline where he thought he was a member of the Judgment Day. I thought maybe they just might let him have this moment. And sure enough, they did. The crowd popped for it. Everybody loved it. Uh, Look, I'm not crazy about Grayson Waller. I like Theory, but I see what they're doing. You have to elevate this younger talent. And here's the thing: they're heels. They're supposed to be unlikable. So you don't like Grayson Waller? I get it. He's a heel. You're not supposed to like him. Nobody liked him. When they won, you heard all the boos. But younger talent. This is how you build up the younger talent. And building up younger talent isn't just building up the faces. You have to build up the heels. So that's what they did with that. I think I never thought DIY had a chance. I like DIY, but they were much better in NXT than they are on the main roster. Unfortunately, people just don't like them as much as they did when they were in NXT. So I didn't think they would get it. My prediction was the New Catch Republic because I just think those guys
Mhm.
are so great in the ring. Ironically, they had one of the worst botches in this match and almost seriously injured themselves, but wasn't to be their night. But good for R-Truth, not so good for Theory and especially Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
But superb. I'm going to go superb just because of the spots, not so much because of the wrestling, because it was messy, but there were some great spots.
Yeah, I wanted to go superb. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
It barely got in there. Like I said, the spots did it. The wrestling, not so much.
Andrade and Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Now, when we did our predictions, it was still Dragon Lee, which I'm glad they upgraded to. Seriously, glad they upgraded to Andrade because I don't think the match would have been as good, as clean. Bell to bell, this was the smoothest and best wrestling the whole night. I mean, everybody in the match, everybody was smooth. Every move was hitting. I saw stuff I'd never seen because it was Andrade. I said a huge upgrade. I mean, that man, and especially him and Ray. Remember when him and Ray used to wrestle each other? And they would do
Man,
crazy.
classics, all of them.
Man. So now you put them together and they're doing
Mhm.
those things, working together. It showed. Um, I was with them. Listen, I hated that ending. Absolutely hated that it was out of place. This is
No,
not the match for that. It's just
mm,
not. You had real wrestling going on there, and these two big ass clowns. I'm like, who, who are these people? I had no clue. I'm just sitting there like, why is this happening?
I knew
Ray,
who Jason Kelsey was.
no, I know when they took the mask. I'm talking when they had the masks on still. I didn't know who they were,
Oh, oh, I didn't.
and
No
and
one did.
and I'm just like, but why do they need these big behemoths? I mean, Ray and Andrade don't need no help. I didn't like it. And then they got the win. I felt like Santos and Dominic needed to win more than Ray and Andrade. He could have pinned Ray and saved Andrade, but I don't know.
But
Um,
didn't we both predict Andrade? Or no? Didn't we both predict Ray and
no,
Dragon Lee winning?
I picked Dominic and
Did you?
yeah, I picked
Maybe it
Dominic.
was just me.
Yeah. Um, Again, I will go pay-per-view worthy because I thought everything except the end was great. I was entertained. I was more entertained than I thought I was going to be. And then that bullshit at the end.
I went pay-per-view worthy, but I didn't mind the ending as much as you did because, to be honest, I didn't really see the point of this match. I mean, like when they announced it was going to be Ray and Dragon Lee against Santos and Dominic, I'm like, they just kind of threw that one together. You know what I mean? There was no story behind it, and so then they swerved and got rid of Dragon Lee and put in Andrade, which I didn't mind because I prefer Andrade over Dragon Lee. But we all saw Carlito feel some kind of way. I thought, if anything, he was going to play a part in the match. But no, they bring in these two masked people, and I'm like, who are these big dudes? And so then when they unmask, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. They're obviously just trying to pop the Philly crowd. That's all this match was created for. Like I said, no story behind it. The end of the match revealed why this match even happened, just so that they had a place to put these Philadelphia Eagles so that they could pop the crowd. So, like I said, the wrestling itself, like you said, was good. So I'm going to go pay per view worthy. But like I said, the match itself, no story behind it, no intrigue, only put together to highlight these. It was Jason Kelsey and what was the other guys? I want to say it was Lane. I
Lane
think Lane
Johnson.
Thomas was in Lane
Lane
Johnson.
Johnson.
Lane Johnson. Yeah, that's why this match happened, just so that they could get these two Philadelphia Eagles involved in the match and pop the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, still stupid to me. Some bullshit. But still, it was. I was just mad because I was enjoying the match and the work being done was great. You know, uh, if anything, I would have. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like it. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. All right. I'm slipping on my job here, man. I ain't been doing my
Oh, I
thing.
thought you were just going with the logo.
Nah, because up next we had Jimmy and Jay
Oh,
Uso.
oh, oh, oh.
Brother versus brother. This was supposed to be the show still. This was supposed to be uh one of those matches that we go back and look and that maybe they're gonna tell a story and maybe we'll link to tomorrow. Yep, yep, yep.
Mm. Well, yeah, just tell us how you really feel. Don't talk about the match at all. Just put the grade up.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had a visual of a bullshit button because yeah, I would have the same thing, man. What a letdown, Jay and Jimmy, man. We love y'all. Y'all brought the tag team division back from the dead. All right. But man,
Whew.
wrestling with each other, some of the one of the greatest tag teams ever. Wrestling each other, shit. Nah, man. That I think it was the inside man said this match is not it.
Not it. Not-
Truer words were never spoken.
Mm-mm.
And then the whole shit with Jimmy trying to apologize. I'm your brother, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like, Jay, you gonna fall for that bullshit? And yeah, Jay fell for that bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
same bullshit you've
The
got
same bullshit.
on your screen right now. I'm like, come on, y'all are better than this. I'm with you. Shit, I damn near
Right, I
was
was.
ready to drink some of this tonight.
I know.
But I
I
you know,
know.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna
No,
go there. But
no.
I damn sure almost did.
Yeah. I was close, but I was like,
Mm.
nah, but this is definitely some bullshit.
Yeah, definitely some bullshit.
Ugh. You said it all, man. I don't say nothing else. This was and the inside man said it too. This was not it. Even Bleacher Report gave it a low grade. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Mm-mm. No, huge letdown. Match I was looking forward to. That's the thing.
yeah.
That's the thing. Oh well, maybe they'll keep it going. I don't know. See what happens tomorrow. Um, got Damage Control, Asuka, Dakota Kai, and uh
Kyrie Sane.
Harvey Singh. I can never remember her name. Um, going up against Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. What do you think of Jade's haircut?
Oh, it was nice.
Yeah. Um,
Why? What'd
no,
you
I'm
think of
not
it?
I'm just curious.
Okay,
Um,
all
overall, I
right.
thought this was what it should have been. Better than, maybe better than I thought it was going to be. Just kind of showcased. They did a pretty good job giving each woman something to do on both
Mhm.
sides. Um, I think I even noted it. Uh, Dakota Kai. Um, I don't know what kind of side gig you got, but that outfit. I mean, hey, I ain't judging. I mean, that's cool, but I don't know if that's WrestleMania appropriate attire. That's all I'm saying.
Now, do you mean like it wasn't fancy enough, or it wasn't?
It just was a little risque.
Uh,
Like I would expect that from Rhea Ripley because she's kind of always had that,
I mean,
domination.
Rhea. Hey, man, look, Rhea had them. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but she had them stripes going across the bottom of her booty, kind of
Yeah, she had them
accentuating.
cheeks. Them cheeks was
She,
out.
they was out. I mean, okay, so is that WrestleMania appropriate? As far as I'm concerned, hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all subjective.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then all they kept this was the theme of the night. If you played the drinking game, we'll get to the match here in a second, with how many times they put up the temperature in the area, you are on the floor. Cause it was every 5 minutes it felt like it's 50 degrees, but it feels like 40.
Michael Cole kept going on about it, like,
On and
brother,
on.
we know
Like,
you're wearing a suit. I
dude,
mean,
we get it.
it
Put
ain't like
some
you're out there in
long
a tank
johns
top or
on.
something. How cold can you be?
Yeah, he should have had on some Under Armour underneath the suit, something. Something. That's why you get paid the big bucks. All right. This match felt like I'm being honest. I'll get to it. I gave this TV quality only because it just felt like something that could be main evented on SmackDown, or Raw. Nothing bad. I mean, Jade looked good for what she was given. I thought Dakota Kai, Asuka, hitting the miss on Kyrie on accident. I thought it all looked good. The whip on Asuka, Jesus
Ooh,
Christ. Woo,
man, not as bad as the one
woo.
she landed on Sasha a couple
No,
of years back, but it was pretty bad.
but it had the sound, and it was just like, even if you weren't looking, you heard it. You was like, oh my God, I know what that is. And I like that she doesn't do that like every match. It's like only like every so often she'll do it, so it doesn't get
Right.
played out. So when it does happen, you're like, eesh. Um, yeah, and it turned literally, and it literally turned out what you said. It was Jade pinning Dakota Kai, and yeah, so TV quality.
Yep. I went pay per view worthy because it was more entertaining than I thought. Like you said, I predicted exactly what the ending would be. I didn't think it was hard to predict that. I didn't really think this card was very hard to predict at all, except for a match that we're going to talk about next. I felt like all these matches were pretty easy to predict. So for me, any of these matches to really get a high grade, they had to tell a good story and be compelling in some kind of way because the outcomes I thought were pretty easy to predict. This match was no different. I knew it would be a showcase for Jade mostly, but Bianca and Naomi also had their moments. Even Kairi Sane and Asuka had a couple. Dakota Kai was just there to take bumps and eat the pin. Um, Once again, I say I do like Dakota Kai. It's just that was just her role in this match. But yeah, TV quality because it was exactly how I thought it would be.
Yeah. Um, I was trying to
Maybe
check the
or maybe
feed.
I should. I think I said pay per view worthy earlier and then changed it to TV quality. I did say pay per view worthy because I still was entertained even though it was predictable.
Um,
I've been drinking, y'all. Leave me alone.
Justin Holyfield.
What's
Uh,
up? Not related to Evander.
did we see? Yeah, we saw the new Then Now Forever video. I didn't see all the faces. I think I saw. I was trying to look for Bray, to be honest with you. I think I saw the Fiend was in there, but yeah, I checked it. I had to see it again. I got home like right when it came on, so I was still kind of moving around as the show was coming on, so I didn't see
Okay,
all
are
of
you talking about the
the
then
new
now
Then Now
forever?
and Forever. Yeah,
I thought that was awesome. I really liked the way they did it. At the end, they had like a thing with the universal audience, so and they got a lot of the newer wrestlers in there. Nothing wrong with the Hogans and there is something wrong with Hogan, but I mean like the Andres and all that.
yeah,
I like it that they changed it and modernized it.
yeah. And he said Sting is on the new Then Now Forever Together. I mean, he should be. I don't think Triple
It
H
should,
holds that kind of grudge like that. I mean, Sting is
yeah,
cement no matter what.
yeah, and he's retired now, so I don't think he's. I don't know if he's under contract with AEW anymore now that he's retired. I'd
Hmm.
like to see Sting actually inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I know his run was short there, but they also bought out WCW, so he's worthy, and I hope he would accept the honor if they extended it.
All right. After that. got Gunter defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sami Zayn. And I think everybody and their mama predicted that Gunther was going to retain. Um, I thought a little different after the Sami Zayn entrance when they showed him backstage. Um, his wife and kid. Then they got him going up the ramp. He's Kevin Owens. Like, okay, kind of got to do it now.
I was waiting for the Rocky music to play. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
you know, that's shit. Where was Adrian? Well, I guess that was his wife. That was Khadijah. She was Adrian.
I think this match and a lot of matches suffered tonight because of the cold. Um, I know the
Could be.
crowd was more into this than some of the other matches, but I think the cold really hurt and the venue really hurt this Mania. Um,
And you got to, they're also an hour ahead of us. We're in Iowa Central Time Zone. They're an hour ahead of us in Philly.
well, that too, but I still think because I mean they were there at the same amount of time we were watching. Well, some people probably I take that back. Most people probably got there 2 hours early, but same thing happened last year, but it was in Cali, and that crowd was hot both nights. Seemed like majority of
Cali's
the
two
time.
hours earlier than we are. When it's
Yeah,
ending at 9 here, it's ending at 7 in Cali.
yeah, yeah.
Or when it's ending at 10 here,
But
it's only 8
when
in
you,
Cali.
I
You
just
know,
think you add the element of that it's cold out here. That's gonna take away from your I want to stand up and cheer. No, I'm trying to stay down here where I'm warm.
I can see that. But if you're in the audience, like if you're not a wrestler, you can dress for the weather, right? If you're a wrestler, I mean, you got to wear the right gear. But if you're in the audience, you can wear a big ass coat or a jacket. If it's cold, you dress for the weather.
You would think that, but I mean, I've been to enough Bears games and know people don't dress for the weather.
Well, man, but you talking Bears in football season, you're talking a lot less than 50 degrees.
Well, even in just October, it's about the same as it is now, and people still don't dress right. So,
Yeah, you know. I mean,
uh,
shit, man. My wife and I, we were at a Chiefs game a year ago in November, and I mean, it was pretty cold, but we were there for the whole game. We was up
oh
cheering.
yeah,
It was cool. Yeah, alcohol helps with that.
you know Sting is in
But
the Hall of Fame, right?
in the WWE Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
is he?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that already.
In 2016.
Oh well, shit. Okay, where have I been? I didn't know.
Yeah, he got inducted because remember Seth hurt him and he retired temporarily. He got inducted the next year. I remember that.
Oh, okay. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't
And
I forgot.
then
Obviously, I forgot.
AEW started up and then he eventually went over there.
Okay, his run in WWE was so brief. I guess I thought that they didn't get a chance to induct him, but hey,
Yeah.
okay, never
I
mind. I'm
mean,
glad he's in.
yep. And then of course they did the whole oh well, we ain't even talk about the match.
Probably should. This was the
Right.
one prediction we didn't get right.
Yeah, a lot of people probably got this one wrong. At the end of the day, I mean, Sammy ended up winning to everybody's shock and probably joy at the same time. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world for Gunther. I mean, he'll still, if anything, I think if they're smart, they'll make him, if all goes well tomorrow, they'll make him the foil for the next world champion because he's not American. You know, he's the villain. He's still a villain, and he fits the part essentially. And he
The
can.
problem is if they do that and the winner's Cody, he won't win, right? He's not going
Well,
to be
I don't
Cody.
mean immediately. I'm talking next year.
Okay.
So, way down the line. Build him up. Hunter is a slow builder anyway. So, had to have some kind of shock tonight, right? Because I think, like you said, everything else was kind of predictable. We were pretty much on the nose with everything except this. And for that, I'll give them kudos. Uh, I thought the work was great in this match. Um, I'll go superb because of the shock value of him winning. The work put in the match. I mean, Gunther still whooped that ass in this match because that's what he does.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm glad for Sammy. Good for him, and it's keeping him relevant. And I didn't realize. I mean, perspective, how tall Sammy is. Um, 'Cause he towers over his wife, and he towered over um Chad Gable. And even when he stood next to Kevin Owens, he was taller than him. I was like, oh, he doesn't come off as tall. This is what I'm getting at. But when you kind of see him standing next to people, you see he's probably one of those superstars that when you see him in person, you go, oh shit, you taller than I thought you were. So superb for me, this one.
Man, I'll go high pay-per-view worthy. I couldn't quite quote superb because like you said, I did feel that Gunther was pretty dominant, but I thought the storytelling was good. And I did like the whole backstage thing where we saw Sammy's wife and his son. And then as he's walking to the ring, Chad gives him some words of encouragement. And then, of course, you pop when you see him and Owens knowing their history and their long friendship. Uh, so at that point, I'm thinking, well, damn, maybe Sammy's actually got a chance tonight. And well, what do you know? He pulls it off against all odds. And I thought it was fun to watch. Gunther would interact with Sammy's wife, who was at ringside. I thought that interaction was good and added to the match. But like I said, I just couldn't go superb because I didn't think the wrestling was that great. The match was, I don't want to say it was one sided, but Gunther definitely had the advantage, and I felt like the end was just a little sudden. It just felt
Yeah,
sudden to me.
it kind of had to be though, because you can make the case that it's kind of like a UFC fight, catch them off guard kind of thing.
True, true.
So good on him, good on them. Um, Not mad about it, but I just didn't think they would do it.
I didn't either, well, look, we keep it real, and I said I didn't feel like Sammy was worthy. I thought somebody, just bigger, badder, tougher,
Yeah, yeah.
a little more over than Sammy would beat Gunther.
But maybe it's
But
better
look,
that it was him,
you
and then he
know,
caught him slipping. Because that's this way, Gunther still looks strong. I don't know.
yeah, and I mean, look, Sammy is a likable guy. What I said was not a knock against Sammy. He's a likable guy. He's a great worker, uh, and he's obviously able to pull the whole underdog thing off. So good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. But are you ready to talk about the finale with the final boss? And as my battery's getting low, I have to plug in my laptop in. Um, they did the whole attendance. I don't even remember the number for the attendance. So if you care about that, go look it up. All I got to
Yeah,
say.
72,543, something like that.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't pay attention to them.
Something
Um,
like that. Or maybe 75, 243, something like this. 70, but it was a sellout. On the night The Rock wrestled, sellout. Tomorrow night, limited tickets available. All the criticism The Rock took, but he sold all these tickets
Rock will
and
be
made
there
this
tomorrow.
mania. Huh?
Obviously, he's going to be there tomorrow.
Oh, he's going to be there tomorrow, but
I mean,
he's
only
not
one, so
advertised
it's
to
bloodline
wrestle.
rules. So
Right. But the night where he was guaranteed to be there and to wrestle,
and
sell out.
wrestle, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just kind of gave it in. Y'all saw it, whatever.
Well,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, if you're watching this, you already saw it.
I know it's Cody, Rock, Reigns, and Rollins. I wish I, you know what? While you're giving your grade, I'm gonna look to see if somebody timed how long it took these four fuckers to get to the ring. Because Jesus Christ. Okay. Uh, get to the match.
It
I
was
do know
40.
that when Samantha Irvin was doing the announcements, it was 9:20 our time. this match went past 10 o'clock. So they were wrestling for over 40 minutes. So kudos to all 4 men, especially The Rock, who I thought when I said I had concerns, I was talking about him looking gassed and blown up. He really didn't.
Right.
I mean, they really did a good job of keeping him busy while also he didn't look bad at all, really. Not that he ever was a ring tactician, okay? He never was. He just had a lot of charisma. He had the moves. He could work a crowd. That was really all he had to do in the Attitude Era. Um, so he did that. I actually thought this was better than I had low expectations coming in, and I thought they really, really blew them out of the water. This match was way longer than I thought it was gonna be, but I was never bored. I was on edge, even though I kind of knew what the outcome was gonna be. I was never bored. Uh, having obviously you gotta have Mama Rose sit at ringside. Got to.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
and
Rubio.
Rock, oh my God, this final boss character. I mean, he is just on he's on 100. I mean, he's swearing and going up to Mama Rose saying, this belt, this is your son's blood. And he's just going at it. She's swearing back at him. It's
Yeah, she was.
fantastic.
She was giving a drink.
It's great. Um, they was fighting through the crowd. Rock got put through a table. Right after that, Roman speared Seth through the barricade, and um, oh, Roman speared when they had it set up, I could see it coming. I said, he's gonna spear the Rock. I couldn't type it fast enough. I saw it coming, and it sure did. I said, "Oh shit!" I thought that was gonna be kind of the tipping point, but it wasn't. They kept going. Finished the match. I thought it was, I don't know how else to put it, but it was cutthroat the way they ended the match. He literally, Rock literally did that and said, "This is for you, Mama Rose." After he hit the rock bottom on Cody to the people's elbow, and that was it.
Hmm.
Uh, Great match. I mean, Roman was really involved. Roman, look,
That's
it.
the most cut I think I've seen Roman in a while, maybe ever.
Here's what I'll say: if you are gonna take time away and not wrestle as much, at the very least, get in shape. And that's what he did. I mean, he came out and I could tell, even before he took off the belt, I could tell he was way more ripped than he'd been in a very long time, if ever. Um, I was concerned because when I saw them on, was it Jimmy Fallon? Is that tonight's show?
Yes.
Yeah. So I saw them on there and I thought he looked a little frail. Like he looked small. Maybe he was just still flat from the cut. And
It could be.
maybe yesterday and the day before he started to introduce carbs again to,
Right, right.
to do the whole thing. I'm speaking bodybuilder language. If you don't know what I mean, don't worry about it. Uh,
I used to speak that language, not
yeah.
so much now.
But these days with the supplements and the workouts and the diets, you can get in good shape. Look at AJ. AJ is almost 50 and he's looking jacked, ripped up.
Yeah,
Look at Rock.
I'm past
You've only
yeah.
got Rock's only younger than you by a few years.
Yeah, I don't know what The Rock be. I ain't just saying he's doing nothing, but whatever The Rock's doing, he can afford to do it. I'm on a budget.
Well, he also has a chef, so that helps.
Right, right. Yeah, I ain't got no chef. I go to the store and I got me in the kitchen cooking. That's what I got.
Yeah. So, um, but overall, I have to go. To me, this was better than I thought it was going to be. Um, I'm gonna go instant classic. I
Oh
am
yeah.
gonna give this instant classic. I am. I was debating it whether it was superb or not, but here's why. Because you got The Rock coming back after 8 years. And there's all this speculation. Oh, well, last time he wrestled, he got hurt. I mean, he got severely hurt. Had to have his abdomen sewn back on his stomach, to the wall. Um, I'm only speaking for me. I was just enthralled, even though I was 99% sure I knew the outcome. I was enthralled. And maybe it's just this new Rock character that's had me so invested. Um, they didn't hold back. They weren't you if you didn't know that there was a night two, you wouldn't have known because they didn't really hold. I mean, Cody's cut up and bruised, and so is Seth, and so is Roman. And the only person that doesn't have to work tomorrow is Rock. And even his elbow was bleeding and he had bruises all over
Yeah,
him. So
yeah.
it was just like, well, I'm off tomorrow. Y'all gotta work. But I enjoyed the hell out of it. And honestly, it was the only match on the whole night that actually felt like WrestleMania. It really was. So for that, and I will watch this back. I will. I will definitely go back and watch this match. So for that, those reasons, it's a classic.
I'll go superb. But I'm not mad about Instant Classic because this match exceeded my expectations. And like we've talked about all night, I felt like most of these matches were predictable. We all predicted that the Bloodline would win this match. They did. But I tell you what, even though we all got our predictions right and it happened the way we thought it would happen, the way they, once again, and I'm sick of saying this, I'm sick of hearing it, the story they told
Hmm.
really was compelling. And there were even moments in the match where I'm like, wow, okay, so are Cody and Seth actually going to win this? And they had a lot to
It looked
pull
like it
off
for a
in this.
minute.
There was, and I said, okay, so that's what I mean is that if I already know how the match is going to turn out, you're really going to have to tell a compelling story to try to convince me otherwise. And they had me convinced a couple of times that maybe they would go the other way. And then you had to do a lot with this match. Okay, obviously you have to stack the deck against Cody, but then you also have to. They also focused on Seth and they concentrated on his back, trying to set up the match tomorrow between he and McIntyre. So a lot of things you had to do with this match, and I felt like they carried it off well. You know me, I don't really like it when matches leave the ring and they go out into the audience. The audience I'm okay with. Luckily, they didn't go backstage, but they brought it back into the ring. The Rock did his thing. He teased us with the people's elbow at first, but Cody got out of it, reversed it. I think he turned it into not a cutter, but
It was like
what's his other move?
it wasn't he went for a Cody Cutter, but more of a shoulder tackle.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So there was that, but then eventually at the end to end the match, we got our people's elbow.
Hmm.
Uh, Cody loses. The deck is stacked against him tomorrow night, just like we all thought it would. But even though it was as we predicted, that's the thing. If you're gonna end the match the way I predict you're gonna end it, at least make it intriguing getting me there. And they did that.
Hmm.
So even though the ending was what I expected, the ride on the way there was compelling and entertaining. So I had to go superb on
Mama Rose versus The Rock at Backlash. Sid.
Hey man, if Vince was still running things, I wouldn't be shocked if it actually happened.
That was from Cream City Figs. What's up? Uh,
What's his name or her name?
Cream City Figs.
All right, I can't tell if that's male or female. So either way, thank you, appreciate you.
And I wonder how many people get sick after wrestling in this weather. I don't know, because I think at 29, it was also cold because it was in New York. They had heaters and people were still sweating. This tonight, nobody sweat at all.
But I did hear that they knew it was going to be cold, and I did hear that they would have the heater. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that. Live TV, y'all.
I'm just getting a charger to plug my laptop in so it don't die. But yeah, I don't know what happened.
Man, like I said, I'm not sure. I felt like the weather was that big of a thing. Maybe it was, but like I said, I also feel like a lot of it is just Philly being like it's like 20 till midnight here. It's 20 till 1 in Philly. They're an hour ahead of us. Yeah, it was cold, little windy, but like I said, if you're in the audience, I don't feel sorry for you. Dress appropriately, dress for the weather. If you're a wrestler, well, you don't have that luxury. But I felt like for the most part, most of these wrestlers outside of Jimmy and Jay, I felt like they gave us good work.
Oh yeah, you could tell they adapted and they like well, it is what it is. Uh, we gotta go.
Yeah.
I just think I always think that if you're cold, it's just like if you're gonna try to go lift weights, heavy weights without warming up, you're more liable to hurt yourself. That's where my mind goes. It's cold, muscles are cold. Yeah, they can move around and stuff, but they're still gonna be cold. I mean, Roman's out there, no shirt, rocks wrestling with his traditional stuff,
Hey man, like I said,
And I just remember the 29, they had the heaters around the ring, so I thought they would do the same thing here. And because I was
I think it
wondering,
was colder then.
no, it was colder here. It was 55 degrees at 29. I distinctly remember Michael Cole saying 55. Here it was 50, but because of the wind, it dropped it down to like 40.
Well, I
And you
saw
could tell
winches of like
looking at Roman's
45.
hair. You could look at Roman's hair and look at Seth's hair. It was puffy. They weren't sweating. Nobody sweat.
Yeah. I don't
So
know, man. These people are, man, they're premier athletes, and I
they,
doubt this is the first time they've wrestled in weather this cold.
even for
Some of these people, you
athletes,
know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
you're not used to when they're used to wrestling indoors. I just think you run more of a risk wrestling in the cold.
Oh, well, I agree. I agree there, but I don't think that 40 or 45 degrees is such a daunt. You know what I mean? If you're talking 35, then hey, I'm starting to be like, okay, you're getting close to freezing here now. But yeah, but look, man, like I said, I'm in the comfort of my living room, so maybe I'm talking out of my neck, talking out the side of my neck. If y'all remember that old school reference from Cameo,
Cream City Figs wants you to know he's a he.
he's a what?
It's he's he. He goes. It's a man.
Oh, okay. Well, not that it
Male.
matters. Hey, go okay, cream. I just with that name, you just don't know. But cool.
Right. I get it. You
No,
you ain't
I just want
you
to
didn't
make
know.
sure that I didn't
He's
assume anything.
he's
Yeah,
just responding
I didn't
saying
want to
I'm
assume anything. Yeah, no, okay, cool. All right.
this day and age, you never know.
Well,
Gotta
I
be
just don't want to offend anybody. That's
right.
all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got to be careful.
yep.
'Cause
But now we know.
now we know. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Yep,
you
we sure
coming
do.
in, chiming in.
Yeah, man, we do. See, I said, yeah.
So, well, we kind of got the stage set for tomorrow. We know it's gonna be Bloodline rules. Confirmed. You got the triple threat with for the United States Championship.
Looking
Uh,
forward to that one.
you got LA Knight,
Bailey.
AJ,
Yeah. Oh yeah, LA Knight and AJ. You got Bailey and
Bailey, and EO.
EO.
Uh, maybe somebody's looking forward the Pride versus the Final Testament in a street fight.
A Philadelphia street fight.
Philadelphia street fight. Ooh.
I mean, are street fights different in each city? Like I've heard of Chicago street fights. Street fights are street fights, right?
Yes, but
That
there's
just kills me. Like, okay, we're in Boston, so it's going to be a Boston street fight.
yeah. Drew versus Seth, and of course Cody versus Roman. So that's what's on the slate. Mañana. Um, if you do a Philadelphia street fight and you don't do some type of ECW tribute, especially with Paul Heyman going in the Hall of Fame. You are wrong. Okay, you're in the city. You got Heyman. You got to match with the rules. You better go balls to the wall. And I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
right now,
that's
I'm gonna do an MJ book. If y'all don't go crazy with that street fight, you know what that match grade is going to be.
well, man, we know we're gonna see the Kindle sticks. Look, you got look,
Oh, I don't know actually, because
Devon,
tonight didn't feel
Devon.
like Mania.
At the tables, we got to see tables,
Hmm.
and it's a street fight. I mean, you can look. Maybe it'd be nice if we saw the Dudleys or somebody come out and do a little
The
spot.
Dudleys.
They were at the Hall of
Devon,
Fame. They were at the Hall of Fame. Get
get
the
the
tables. We
table.
can see that.
I didn't.
Man, look, that would be the loudest pop of the weekend if
Oh
that
yeah.
happens. In
Okay, so
Philly,
that heightens it then. Shouldn't have
yeah,
told me that.
yeah. If that happens, that's the loudest pop of the weekend outside of Cody winning.
Yeah. Um. So, uh, yeah, tomorrow. Well, I don't know when that post show will be. It will depend on what time they end. I have to get up very early on Monday and need some type of sleep. I'll try to get as much sleep as I can during the day and tonight to stay on schedule with post shows. If we do it tomorrow, it will be much more brief than this one.
And I'm
Uh,
good with that. I have to get up early also. Wish I'd have taken the day off, but I did not. But I don't have to get up as early as you, Big E, but early enough. So
mhm.
yeah. So if we do it tomorrow, we're gonna knock it out quick.
Yeah. So there's that. Latest Trying to Laugh is up. Check that out. It's Bob Tilton. Working on editing the latest Lego build. I finished the Batwing, so that'll be up soon. Right now it's on the
Nice.
wall, looking nice and pretty. Uh, and for those that didn't know, my birthday was last weekend. And, yeah, the ambassador was kind enough to
Oh
bless a brother with the Lego Darth Vader, which
yeah, I'm
this will
looking
be the
forward to
next
seeing that
build.
one finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this will be the next build, so I'll be starting that here pretty soon. But yeah, I just got the Batwing up on the wall. It is. I sent you pictures, man. The picture don't do it justice. The thing is huge. As
Right,
far as
right.
what a Lego you would think, like it's big. Um, so I'm glad I was able to get that one. That one is a discontinued one, which I'll talk about when I do the video. So I had to pay a little extra to get it because it discontinued. But I was like, Batman '89 has so many. It's so many memories just for me. Not even,
Mhm.
obviously because of the book, but even just for me personally. So I had to have one of them. The Batmobile, they have a Lego set for that same Batmobile, but people want like $500 for it. I'm just like, I just can't bring myself to do it.
Oh
This was only
wow, that's
a few extra dollars for this one on the retail
mhm.
price, but that's that's so I think it was like two something for the original when it came out, the Batmobile. Now people want five, almost $600 for it. I can't do it. That's more than
Yeah,
double.
right. That's a lot, man. But
So I do have a Batmobile, and there's other ones. So I might just have to go that route. But to get the Batwing, because that one's pretty rare too. And like I said, it's discontinued. So and it's one of the rare ones that you can actually hang on the wall. And it looks like it did in the
right.
movie when he went up to the moon. So it also comes with a stand you can build so you can um
Okay.
see it
Okay.
horizontally as well. But that looks better. Anyway, rambling here. Uh Check out that Bray Wyatt special if you haven't yet, and maybe we'll
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
that next time we get on here. Very, very touching, very, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
tearjerker. for sure. Or
Yeah.
you may even shed a tear, and then no shame in it. But
Hey man, I'm telling you, when it gets in there, man, it was rough. It was rough.
it's sad. It's really sad. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't. It's been this is now the second WrestleMania that we haven't had MJ book. So it's rare. A day goes by I don't think about him, but this time of year especially, it's tough. Because
Yeah.
in our
Man,
mind,
and,
he's
and
supposed to be here with us.
yeah, and I know we've been going a little while, but for new listeners, MJ Book was my cousin, more like a little brother to me. Our friend, our brother, did podcasts with us. He passed away a couple of years ago, way too early, way too young, and I've watched every WrestleMania with him since like WrestleMania 13. And so, past couple of years, him not being here at my house or us being together at his place somewhere, it's kind of rough. But he's with us in spirit always. And man, I would have loved for him to be here to see that ladder match because he could not stand our truth, but he loved the Miz.
Love the
So
Miz, yeah.
what would his grade have been?
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know.
I think he would have split the difference. It
Hmm.
would have been Fireball for our truth, but
Yep, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought.
yeah,
It was
yeah. So
cheating.
maybe something like Superb or something for the Miz. So maybe he says TV quality or middle of the road to split the difference. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So I can hear him now. Like the Miz won. I love Miz. They won. So Miz gets the instant classic. Our truth, that piece of shit,
Yeah,
gets the
it's
flaming fucking F.
yeah.
uh, there will never be another MJ book. Period.
One and only.
Oh man. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you all. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow. Because I think it'll be a great show. Hope they don't go as long. If
Mm.
they get done around 9:30, I'm gonna leave my setup going. But if they get done around 9:30, maybe even 10, I'll be okay. But if they somehow stretch this shit past that, then no.
Well, I'm already going to be set up. I'm leaving my stuff right where it is. So
Yeah,
as
me
soon as the
too.
show's over, we can
I'll be
start
ready.
if time allows.
Yep. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Like I said, try to knock out a
Yeah,
couple things
appreciate y'all
for
sticking with us, joining us. Thank you.
late night. But it's Mania weekend, and
Hey, got it.
if there's ever a time to make that sacrifice and kick it with y'all, have a little beverage, it's now. So take care, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you. And speak to you again hopefully tomorrow night. Take care.